Hi, welcome along to Barbecue Life UK, the only YouTube channel dedicated to the Aldi Kamado. Today we're doing another new cook. So I'm cooking sea bass on the Aldi Kamado. It'll be the first time I've ever tried it. As I've said on the channel before, I'm trying to eat more fish, trying to open up my diet and try more things. So stick along, see how this first ever cook goes and taste. So I've had this beautiful sea bass donated to the channel by my mate Paul, who goes a lot of fishing and hunting and all sorts of things. He's given a lot of things to the channel over the years, so I just want to say a massive thank you to him. So this sea bass was caught off the English coast, and then it's been frozen on the day of catching and then defrosted this morning. So although it's been in the freezer, it's still pretty fresh. It's not sat in the fishmongers for a few days. It's been freshly frozen, which is always going to improve the flavour. So I want to keep this cook really simple because I want to be tasting the fish and not herbs and spices and things like that I could layer on top of this and make a great big fantastic meal. And that's for the next time I try it. This time I want to be tasting just the fish and keeping it as simple as possible. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take our knife and we're just going to put a couple of slices, 3 slices in each side. And in that slice, we're just going to stick half a slice of lemon. And that is going to just flavour the fish slightly without overpowering the fish flavour, its natural flavour. So before we can start that, I'm going to spray both sides with a little bit of oil because this is going to help stop things from sticking to the grill. Then we're going to put these slash marks in and pop our lemon slices into these slash marks. And then we're going to salt the outside of the fish, and this again is going to stop it from sticking to the grill, or help stop it from sticking to the grill. So we get a nice liberal amount of salt on the outside, and I'm not putting anything inside the cavity of the fish. So when I opened the cavity of the fish up, I realised it wasn't too small, and you've got quite a bit of flesh up towards the spine of the fish. So putting anything in the cavity isn't going to be adding any flavour to the fish that we're actually going to be eating. So that's why I decided to put the slash marks in rather than fill in the cavity. So we're going to be using a cold grill method again for this fish because I find this again helps it from stopping sticking to the grill. So the first thing we need to do is get our Aldi Kamado lit. So I've banked a lot of charcoal towards the back of the grill because I want a 2-zone cooking area today, because the flesh is thicker at one end of the fish than it is at the other. So I don't want to be overcooking one end and have the other end not cooked enough. So this is going to give me versatility across the grill while cooking. So going in there with a couple of wax woodies. Once they've taken, we're going to close our lids down, dial in our vents to around 150 degrees C. I don't want anything too hot on this cook today, just enough to get a bit of colour on the skin and then cook this fish through. So once we've dialed in that temperature, as I say, we're using that cold grill method, so we're going to transfer the fish onto a cold clean grill. So I say clean grill, I'm not using my Aldi Kamado grill that I always use. I've got a spare grill that I'm now going to be dedicating this to fish, which I'm going to be keeping cleaner. I'm not going to be letting stuff burn into it so much, giving it that level of non-stick. I want to keep it clean because the fish flesh tends to mould into the crust that we get left on our grills. So I want to be keeping it on a clean grill. So we've transferred that over, we've dialed in the temperatures 150, and we're going to get it on the grill. So the fish is going direct over the grill, and that heat's going to be coming up and cooking the underside of this fish while we've got the heat radiating from the top, cooking the top side of the fish. So I'm thinking about 12 minutes per side for this cook. So that's what I'm going to be going for. I'm going to shut the lid down, leave it in there for 12 minutes, and in 12 minutes time we're going to come out and see how we're doing. So now's that part where I need your help again. Interaction is massively important to a small YouTube channel like myself, so if you could take the time to leave me a comment, like the video, or even subscribe and ring that bell for notifications, it would be greatly appreciated. Cheers. So it's had that 12 minutes, and now I want to flip the fish. Now it's that moment of truth. Has the fish stuck? Is it going to completely fall apart when I start to try and move it? Fish is my absolute nemesis. I've put some videos out before. I did a trout video and it completely fell apart when I tried to flip it. So I'm trying to be as careful as possible. Work my tongs underneath, make sure that there's nothing stuck. And then we're going to flip it from front to back so that we've got that top side still over the direct side of that charcoal. So we flipped it. We've had a little bit come off, but it's not too bad. Could have been a lot worse. And again, we're going to shut that lid and we're going to leave it for the 12 minutes. So after that 12 minutes, I want to start checking for temperature and see where we are at. So I've checked the top side of the fish and it is sitting below the temperature that we need, which is 63 degrees C to keep for fish to be safe. So we're sitting a few degrees below that, sort of mid 50s. I check the fish that is on the underside, like the flesh in the fish that's on the underside that's currently receiving that heat, and that is cooked enough. So what we need to do is we need to flip the fish over and put the head end over the coals and leave the tail end away from that heat, because we don't want to overcook that tail end where there's less flesh. So we spin it round and we can finish off cooking that fleshier end on the underside over that direct heat. So I'm going to leave that there for about 3 minutes and then I'm going to come back with a probe and we're going to see where we're at. So stick the probe in and we're over 63 degrees, so we know that we are safe to eat. So it's time to remove this from the grill. So I just slide it off using a spatula onto a plate and let it chill out for about 5 minutes just to calm down. It's not like meat where you need to let the juices redistribute. I just don't want to eat it too hot. I want to let it mellow out just slightly. The heat's going to carry over anyway. So we've got it on that plate chilling out, and now it's time to give it a taste. So as you could see, it's beautifully soft on the inside and moist. So we're going to give it a bite. It's got quite a strong fishy flavour, but it's not something that I don't like. It's really nice and I would definitely eat that again. In fact, I'm going in for another piece. My other reason for wanting to cook sea bass is the fact that it's big bones. So I've said before on the channel that I'm not a lover of small bones in fish like mackerel. So I did that mackerel cook a few weeks ago and we used mackerel fillets so that there was no bones in there. What I like about this is that I can have a whole fish and I've not got to worry about pin bones. The bones in here are a lot thicker. And once I've taken all the fish off the carcass, I'll make sure I take a shot and layer it over the top of here just so you can see the big bones that I'm talking about. But if you like what we're doing here at Barbecue Life UK, then please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching.